Hi, my name's Damian Rodriguez. I'm here with Tony Okelu. We're here for Runner's Edge, and we're going to talk today about two types of intervals, short intervals and long intervals. Tony, why don't you go ahead and tell them what distances make up short intervals?
Well, Damian, short intervals comprise of the distance anywhere from 150 meters to 400 meters. And usually you run it at a pace which is faster than your 5K or 10K race pace.
Okay, for sure. Everyone's, familiar with 400-meter repeats. What about long intervals? What distances make up long intervals?
For long intervals, the distance usually is from 600 right up to 1 mile. But most coaches stop at 1200. But there's nothing wrong going right up to a mile intervals.
Okay. Why might someone choose to do short intervals and why might someone choose to do long intervals?
For short intervals, you get what we would call speed confidence. Because you are running at a pace which is faster than your race pace, tend to be more relaxed. Mm-hmm. You will feel more comfortable during the real race because your system is used to going at a speed which is faster than the race pace.
Okay, and so when you're doing longer intervals, you're probably running about race pace, right?
Absolutely correct. If you're doing long intervals, you are running at your race pace or a little slower than your race pace.
Okay, so faster intervals, you're going faster than race pace to boost your speed confidence. Longer intervals, you're going at your race pace to get into clocking that speed over and over. How might you decide how much break to take in between each set of intervals?
For the long intervals, if you're doing, for example, 1200 repeats, it's recommended you take 2 to 3 minutes depending on your level of fitness. That should be enough to get you recovered. And for 600 meters, 1 minute and 30 seconds should be sufficient for you to recover.
Okay. So a good rule of thumb is short intervals, equal recovery, long intervals, half the time it takes you to cover the distance. And how many intervals should you do in a particular session?
The number of intervals you do in a particular sessions depend on your level of fitness and on how fast you are running. If you are running very fast, it's very recommended that you reduce the number of intervals you're doing. And if the pace you're going is not as fast, then you increase the number you're doing. Also, your level of fitness dictates how many you're doing and what time of the season it is. Usually early season and mid-season, early season you can do as more, but the more you get into racing season, you need to reduce the number and increase the intensity.
Okay, so to review, two types of intervals, short intervals, long intervals.
Right.
Two reasons for doing the intervals. Short intervals, you do them because you want to build speed confidence and work on quicker turnover.
Right.
Long intervals, you want to get used to knocking out your race pace. Number 3, your recovery is short intervals, equal time. Long intervals, half the time it takes to do the distance.
Right.
How you choose how many times you do your intervals. The earlier in the season, you do less?
More.
More?
Yes, more, but
Okay.
it's a little slow.
Okay, so the slower you do them, the more you do them, and then the more fit you are.
The less you do, but faster.
Okay, and then when you get close to the end of the season or your goal race,
During race period, you do less.
you do less. All right, so we hope that helps you out. And what do you want to do?
Go to the track today and do some intervals.
Yeah.
Let's go out.